All right. Welcome to the live stream. There's no one here as of right now. It's 9 in the morning, and I am on campus to do a few things. I thought I would save my water change for today. And yeah, thought I'd offer for you to join me. For those of you who are catching this on the replay, thanks for coming by. This is an update on my 3-gallon classroom desktop tank. It's got red cherry shrimp. If you've not seen this tank before, it's got a number of plants in it. Everything in this tank came from tanks that I already own. The only thing I bought was this heater, which is kind of annoying me right now, and the sponge filter. So we will be, I think this will be the first time I clean this sponge filter since I've added it. The tank's been set up a little over a month now. I think that checks out, something like that. But I'm going to clean the sponge filter today, so we'll see what comes out of it. I did, and I posted this, so you can go to the community page and check it out. I did find a couple of shrimplets in this tank yesterday. I noticed, you can see right here, I noticed this really perfect molt. Might try to get a close-up of it later, but I noticed this yesterday morning. There's another one back there. It's not so great looking, but this one's just perfect. I showed it. I showed students the molt yesterday, but I noticed it, so I thought, well, there's a pretty good chance with 2 molts. There's a pretty good chance somebody has hatched their eggs. And sure enough, at the end of the day, I'm sitting here, I was grading some papers, and I just see something really, really tiny fly across right through here and land on the glass. And sure enough, I got to looking. It was a shrimplet, little baby red cherry shrimp. I did end up seeing another one before I left yesterday, but yeah, excited to see some shrimplets. The students will be excited to see them next week. Although in this tank, it's very difficult to see them. I did have to. I'm going to lose my voice for a moment. I did have to do some gravel vacuuming last week. I added root tabs, and I don't know what I was thinking. Really, looking back, I put way too many root tabs in this thing. And that was clear because on Monday morning when I came in, the whole bottom had this haze across it. And of course, all of the tank was a little hazy. And some of the students even noticed that the tank wasn't as clear. It was looking really clear yesterday. I feel like it's looking fairly clear today, but not as clear as it was before. Looks like hold on one second. I'm gonna have to adjust you. I noticed that the camera's lowering. Let's see if I think I'm going to need a new tripod. This tripod's not working out. You're not level. You're kind of off a little bit. I don't like that. And then I just noticed as I was talking that you were sliding down. So uh, let's try to adjust that some. The position of the tank on my desk, which you can see right here, it's on my desk, is ideal for its protection. It's towards the middle of the tank and it's turned a little bit so it's facing me and facing out into my classroom. I love that, but it doesn't make it doesn't make it easy to actually film it. I have a better tripod that I need to see if I can find, but I gave it to one of my daughters to use for something. Mysteriously, she can't find it. So I'm gonna have to look for that and see if I can find it. I think it would fit. It's small. I think it would fit on my desk and allow me to get a better image on these live streams. If these are something I'm going to continue to do. Um, Speaking of which, this is my channel, Scruffy City Aquatics. It's been chronicling my hobby for several years now, and I had a career change in the last couple of years, and so I haven't spent a lot of time on the channel, but I haven't spent a lot of time in my aquariums either, and that's why I set this aquarium up. This aquarium's in my classroom. It's on my desk. It's something that I get to enjoy every day, and that's really gotten me excited about the hobby again. At home, I've actually got a new project going on as well. I was able to get a hold of some orange Venezuelan Corridoras. And if you have followed my channel for a while, you know that those were on my bucket list of fish that I want to own. And so I do have 6 of those. They're in a 10-gallon tank and they are doing amazing. They look amazing. They're growing, they're colorful. I love watching them. Baby Corridoras, little young Corridoras, one of my favorite fish to watch. They're just so fun. They're all over the place. Um, but anyway, my wife, well, let me back up. One of my daughters had a 20-gallon tank in their room, 20 long. And as she's getting older, she's wanting more space, and the tank is not something that's holding her attention. She's not all that excited about it. So she asked that we remove it, but I didn't have any place to move it. I was thinking maybe it'll go in my classroom, maybe on the back wall. Um, but I can't do that this year. That's kind of the agreement. I'm not going to put another tank in here this year. I told her, I'll get rid of it as soon as I can figure out what to do with it. I hate to break it down, tear it down, and put it in the garage. But if that's what I was going to have to do, that's what we would do. And my wife had the idea of maybe we should put it in the bedroom. Sorry about that. I'm adjusting my mic. New microphone, by the way. In the comments, let me know how the sound is. Never used this microphone before. I filmed a few things and I didn't like how the sound was coming out. So my old mics didn't work on my new phone. Again, 2 years since I've been doing these things. And so anyway, I now have a new mic set. But I digress. Let me get back on topic. My wife, we needed to add a piece of furniture. We needed some extra drawer space. And so she had the idea of, if we added a piece of furniture to the bedroom, what about you put that tank on it? Now, that's ingenious of her, because I think she wanted the furniture and she realized that if she allowed me to put a tank on it, she could get it. And it worked, because that weekend we got the furniture and now there's a tank on it. So the 20-gallon moved. I've removed the substrate from it. I've been kind of sifting through some of the gravel, but I'm doing sand, mostly sand in it. I did have planted substrate to put underneath, and I'm going to pick up some gravel today and continue working on that. But that is to say, there's another tank project taking place in the house. But let's focus on this one right now, because I'm about to do a water change, and this is the first time I've done a water change. Oh, we've got a shrimplet right here. There's no way you can see that. Oh, it'll probably make you sick if I try to move the camera right now, but I'm going to. Let's see if we can do this. Pardon the movement. Let's see. Little shrimplet, right? I've got to think about where this, oh, and I'm not going to be able to auto adjust the camera, am I? No, not with this setup. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to look at the screen and see. It's going to be a little wobbly. So we have right here, dwarf chainswords, not doing so great. Anubias, right there, right above my finger. That speck, that is a shrimplet. So they, one of them looked like it might have been a little almost reddish, like not red, but a red tint. If that makes sense. That definitely could have just been the plants that were around it. But most of the other two that I've seen have been white, mostly white. But they're in here. I've got shrimplets. We've laid some eggs. I do have currently still two female shrimps. Female shrimps, is that right? Female shrimp carrying eggs. So one of the three has hatched her eggs, I believe. That or somebody else who molted moved their eggs. And I do have a couple new saddles. So we're definitely producing some shrimp here. Let me ask you this, for anyone watching, obviously, I still don't have anybody in the live stream. That's okay. It's Saturday morning. Probably not the best time for me to live stream. But for anybody on the rewatch here, this Bacter AE, various Bacter products for shrimp health, are they worth it? One of my local stores, this might be a little better if I adjust. Fortunately, my phone's button layout doesn't allow for me. I'm off topic again. Sorry, I need more coffee. My local store does carry the product, multiple versions, flavors, whatever. Looks like some of them for baby shrimp, some of them are for shrimp in general, and some of them are for other things. But anyway, they do carry the food, but it's almost $20 for a small thing of the food. Which with these shrimp, I'm not going to be feeding a lot. But I've read you can overfeed it. I've read various things online. What do you all think? Is it worth it? Is it worth the price? This tank not been set up for very long, so even though all of the substrate, rocks, wood, plants, everything came from existing tanks, and I'm pretty confident they are, obviously they've handled the cycle perfectly. I've not had any issues whenever I've tested. But I definitely want to see these shrimp succeed. I still have people every week coming up to me and asking about the shrimp tank. I had yesterday morning, I had someone stop by just randomly to see the tank in the morning before school started. And then yesterday we had a appreciation lunch for the teachers that some of the parents put on. And I was talking with a group of teachers, and somebody recognized. They're like, "Hey, you're the 8th grade teacher with the aquarium in your room now, right?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me." And so they were asking questions, and everybody's so surprised. Like, "You're keeping shrimp in it? I've got to come see that." People just love it. But this female right here is the one that first was carrying eggs. So I wonder if these were hers. I can't see from this angle if she's carrying right now. Wish I could adjust the camera while doing this. If I could zoom in and out and switch to the macro lens. If I were using the other setup, I'd have to have the phone so far away. I definitely would have the macro lens on if I had the other tripod, because I'd have you closer. But, we'll work that out. Maybe we continue doing these. Messing with the microphone again. Sorry about the noise. I know it has a mute button, but the light doesn't come on. I was trying to mute the mic before I coughed. I'm not sure now if the microphone is working. The light did not come on. Oh, okay. I'm back. Okay. So if I hit the mute button, the display with a line through it does not go away, does not light up saying it's muted. Sorry, the display with a microphone with a line through it does not show me. But when I press this button, I see a wavelength icon. I'm going to assume that means the microphone is working. Since I am alone, cannot confirm. This could be the worst content on a rewatch. Could be. Could be you can't hear me at all right now, and I would never know. All right, let me get this microphone back on my shirt because we're going to start a water change. A few things to do today, a few things that I hope to accomplish. As you can see, a long time ago in this live stream, I was talking about how I had to do a water change. And so, adjusting the mic again, sorry. And so, with this water change, I siphoned some of the gravel too, trying to remove. I know that I know that removing that bacteria will just prolong things, but I wasn't sure how the levels were, and I ran out of strips. Didn't realize it, so I had to get some more. But because I didn't know, I just did the water change. I felt like that was the best thing for me to do that day. And so it did probably stay cloudy longer. But I did that. When I did that, you can see a lot of the plants moved. And so this Anubias, which I loved its spot, I really need to glue these down. I know I just wasn't committed to the scape, so I hadn't done it yet. But I need to pull all this out and glue it down. I will have to move this tank in May. I will likely leave it in place until June. But I will be moving it into another room. Someone has asked me if they can keep it in their office over the break. They promise they'll feed it sparingly. We'll see. So rather than breaking it down, taking it home, I'm going to leave it on campus. But I can move it over to an office and let them enjoy it. Maybe I end up buying myself another tank. We'll see. Anyway, I loved where this was. It's moved now. I want to get it back. Also, the big piece of Anubias back here floated up, so I shoved it back down, but it is out of sorts. It's not in the right place. Also, because this tank gets a little bit of sunlight during the day from this direction over here, because that's happening, you see the plants in the back all growing over that way. So I've got this hole in the back of the scape, and I want to fix that. I do want the students to be able to see into the tank, but I don't need them. I don't like the look of just this hole in the back, so I want to fill that in. I have started limiting the light a little bit because you see there's algae on this rock, which has been there for a couple of weeks. It's not gotten any worse, but I want to keep that from becoming an issue. So trying to limit the light. That actually happened because, boy, I hate lights with their own built-in timers. I think that's the worst. That is not a selling point for me because I'd much rather put a Wi-Fi timer on it. So that when the power goes out or something, obviously that doesn't happen often here, but if the power were to go out or something like that, I want the ability for it to reconnect to my schedule, whereas these little built-in timers don't do that. Also, sometimes I just want to turn the light on and check things out without messing up the timer. And of course, I can't do that. So most days I have to reset the timer. But something happened a couple weeks ago. I did not realize it. I assumed the timer was working, but where I had turned it on, or maybe the power had been cut to the building or something. I'm not entirely sure. You might actually hear some construction going on outside my classroom. That is a thing. It is happening right now. But something happened, cut the power, and when I came in and turned the light back on and thought the timer had reset because the light was green, it apparently had not, and had been on for several days over the weekend, or it stayed on for several days over the weekend, and that's not good for things. So I did start to see a little algae, had a little algae here, picked up an Amano shrimp, which is something I'd planned on doing anyway, but and it's in there somewhere. But anyway, we got a little bit of work to do. I've talked enough. And so I'm going to get to work as soon as I get another sip of coffee. Oh, Tiger, little heater here. I picked this up. I like the heater. It seems to be doing a pretty good job keeping my tank warm. I don't like the suction cups. They are not robust enough. This heater doesn't weigh much, and this cord moving around moves the whole heater, pulls it right off the side. I can't do anything with it. I don't like that. Need better suction cups. I need to see if I can find some that will fit it so that I can get it to actually stay on the tank because it's super frustrating. All right, I'm gonna move around. Hopefully the audio stays good. Again, these microphones are new. I had microphones previously that I used and I love them, but they were made for my old phone. My new phone uses a USB-C, so I can't use that anymore. I'd change to something else. Oh, this has water in it, and my towel has fallen in it. That was not a great choice on my part. No towel for this water change. Can you hear that? That is the sound of my disappointment. Okay. All right. And got a little bit of a smell to it, too. And I'll have to clean that up. I've got a bucket that I bought. Oh, man, I have to use paper towels, I guess. I have a bucket that I bought when I first set up this tank from the Home Depot. Here's another bad review. Little orange bucket, little I don't know, probably 2. It might fit 3 gallons. I mean, it's almost as big as the tank. But this bucket, I used it for only a few weeks, and it developed a hole. I'm bringing water, as if you've seen this live stream before, I have to go downstairs to one of the science labs to grab water. It's the only place where I can get water from a high-necked faucet. And so I went and got water, and I started carrying the water back from the lab and realized that I had water running out. And so I had to rush up to get rid of the water, and then I'm gonna move this chair so you might hear that. And then I had to go clean up water. So that only added to what all I had to do. Here's one thing I've been trying to decide. This light, I have all kinds of options due to its flexible neck, and I really like how it looks a little higher. Um, but maybe I get some footage of the intensity here and decide where I like it best. Okay, let's take this off, and I don't have a towel now. That's means that I'll have to use paper towels to clean up my mess. Try to get as much of that water off. Man, I just love the look of this tank without a lid. I really wish I could keep it like that. I need to do a little cleaning on the front glass. So let's go ahead and do that before we siphon any water out. It's been a long time since I was concerned about baby shrimp in a tank. The 75 gallon is where I keep most of my cherry shrimp. And that colony is so large that I um, do not have to worry about the babies. They stay well hidden. Of course, I don't gravel back the 75 or anything like that. It's been forever since I've done anything like that, and I just use a water pump, which I need a new one. Um, Reminding myself I need to order one because the old one, it is shooting water everywhere now. Thank you for those that have stopped by and checked out the video. Those of you on the rewatch, I really appreciate you hanging out and listen to me ramble. I'm really good at rambling. Ask my students, but I enjoy talking about the hobby. Enjoy giving y'all little updates on the tank. My last video. Make sure that little shrimplet's not still here. My last video that I posted was on setting up this tank, and it's something that I've been sitting on for a while, and I had wanted to get out there, but was just so busy. I was having a hard time getting to it. Finally got to it, and wow, the algorithm from where I had not been posting any content did not like me posting a video. It had like 20 views or something. It was crazy. And nobody was seeing it. And I went to, this is why it's good to be part of a community. I went to the Discord for the Fish Fam, and I don't know exactly where to send you for that link, but the Fish Fam has a Discord. And I posted on there just saying, hey, wow, I can't believe how much this is not being seen. Uh, and next thing I know, it becomes my top video in the last, I guess it says a year, but I haven't really posted anything in 2 years. So really, it's best video in a couple of years. Uh, and so thank you. Thank you to those of you who saw that and went and watched the video. And I saw you watched a little bit of it. So thank you for that. Even though, boy, that audio was bad, I wouldn't have watched it. I'll have to be sure. That's why I got the microphones. I'm wanting to do some voiceover for the update on this tank where we're going to get some good shots close up. And I do not want, sending everything flying. And I do not want that audio to be bad. So hopefully this microphone sounds good. I'll watch the replay, see how it's doing. It's moving around in my shirt a little bit. Still trying to find the right spot for it, kind of balance it. So, all right, I'm gonna clean over here too. I've got, this tank has one of those press-on thermometers. I don't use it. I have a thermometer. Actually, I'll give you a review of that too. Boy, I'm just doing bad reviews today. Negative reviews, I mean, not bad reviews. The review's good because it's my experience. But I don't need it. My heater actually has a thermometer in it. Hopefully it's pretty good. Oh, little baby shrimp right here. Checking out my, that's cool. He needs to go somewhere else right now. Oh, there's a bunch of them back here. Oh, they're all over the place. I'm stirring them up and they're flying all over the back of the tank. All right. I'm going to let it be. I'm not doing any more cleaning back there. We'll let the shrimps live in peace. Let's see if we can get this suction cup cleaned off. Try to get this heater back into position. So I bought a little thermostat. It's not a thermostat. It doesn't control the temperature. I bought a little thermometer, and it's a press-on. It's got a sticker, and I press it, and it shows me the temperature, and it touches the glass, and it says it is 74.5. However, my heater set at 71 and says that it is currently 71 degrees in the tank. So I don't know which one it is. I guess I need to bring another thermometer. If I look here, well, that's interesting. The sticker, the press-on sticker says it's 75. So Higer, is it my heater that's wrong? I've got two other. Well, I don't know that I trust this press-on. It says it's 75 though. Actually, as I touch it with my finger, it changes color. I don't know if it does that or it's supposed to do that or not, but it's doing it. Yeah, interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Who knows? Who knows? Hey, maybe I'll move you around a little bit. It's gonna get a little shaky. Hey, Scotty the Fish Freak. Good morning. Sorry, was in the shower. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. But I'm here now, catching up from the beginning on double time. All right, cool, Scotty. Thanks for coming by. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit and just get a shot at the top of this. Listen, I hate duckweed, but this tank seems manageable, and I really like the floating plants. As you can see, let's see, are there any remains? Yeah, there's some remains. As you can see, red root floaters didn't make it. They didn't work out. They do not like this tank. I think it's the amount of bubbles that I'm getting from the air supply. But I like the bubbles, and I like it more than the red root floaters. So I do have some duckweed in my pond, and I'll probably bring a couple pieces. I like having the roots coming down, and I think the students will like seeing that. I was excited about the red root floaters. They looked fabulous when I put them in. All right, try to move you back without making you sick. Look, we got a few people here now, 6 people. Thank you. Thank you all for stopping by. I don't know the schedule. I've not paid attention to the live stream schedule lately. And so I apologize if I'm stepping on anybody's time. However, with a community like ours, and this has been an issue. It's not really an issue, but it's hard to find time when someone's not already on. So I know that's just part of it. And so some of you may stop by here for a little while, but and you may go wherever else someone is. And that's great. I do that too. Some of my favorite live streams take place at the same time. So, there's some that I enjoy interacting with a lot. And so I try to make those and catch the others on the replay. And I wish I would remember to go back and comment though, because a lot of times I'm doing something and I'm listening more so than I'm watching. Ooh, it's got some buildup right there, all over this. And I need to get better at that. I know, as someone who has created content in the past and trying to get back into it a little bit now, I know how important those comments are. I know how important that like is. Oftentimes I got stuff playing while I'm driving, and, it automatically switches to something else, and then you forget about it. And I wish there was a way to like it as I'm going. That's dangerous. But thanks for coming by, Scotty. Let's see, Scotty, you're the Keystone, right? Aren't you up the Keystone? I think that's right. He's on double time, so he's in the past right now. He's not caught up yet, I don't think. We'll see. He's getting there. All right. Here we go. We've got mono shrimp right here at the top. I don't know that you can see it. Let's see if we can adjust a little bit without getting too shaky. Boy, I have got to find my good tripod. Y'all, when you don't he's gone already. When you don't do this for a while and you decide to get back into it, trying to find everything that you shoved into a closet or an ottoman or something while you were taking a break, it's tough. It's tough to find everything. Trying to get back into it, but just trying to, and then you find stuff and you realize, oh, it doesn't work with my new phone. That's great. All right, so we're going to siphon a little bit here. I think got a little leaf here. Go ahead and remove that. It'll just be in the way. A little Nubius leaf. I'm gonna have to do something here with that bucket. It's got water in the floor already. So I've just been siphoning with the vacuum. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off. You know what? I'm gonna let it collect. I'm gonna let the filter run. I'm gonna get some water in here. Hopefully, not gonna suck up any shrimplets. Been a long time since I've had to worry about sucking up shrimplets in the aquarium. Wish I could do that without making a little bit of a mess. So I'm just getting water today, not really focusing on any vacuuming. Just shrimp in here. The bioload's really low. I actually struggle to keep nitrates reasonable for the planted tank. Everybody seems to be happy right now. I didn't do anything this week with that bacterial bloom. When you have a bacterial bloom, it means you have an abundance of bacteria, and so you want to be careful. It's going to die off some. I don't think it all settles. I think some of it's going to die off, and that can create an ammonia spike if you're still feeding and fertilizing. I think it would still be an issue if you were fertilizing. And remember, this spike came from this bacterial bloom that I had. Came from adding too many root tabs to this tank. Boy, I hate that I did that. I put 2 and 2, so that's 4. I put at least 5 in here, and it's a 3-gallon tank. I'm so dumb. But you live and learn. And but I have 2 crypts. I've got all these stem plants in here, and I really did not like all the roots that were coming off the stem plants, and I wanted to try to keep that from being an issue. And I went a little overboard, as we sometimes do. All right, that's as far as I can go without repositioning the heater. I really don't want to do that, and I really don't need to move that much water anyway. So that's it for the removal of the water, and I'll move my hose here. Try not to make a mess. I got a plant floating in here. Let's see what we got. It appears to be, I think it's chain swords. It's a chain sword. I'm just going to put that back in there. So I got a little bit of water. So I don't have a towel. Hate that. Don't really have the room for this right here. So instead of making a mistake and making a mess when that bucket falls, I will grab my bar stool. I love teaching from my bar stool. It's one of my favorite things. My desk actually, they needed a desk for me when I started. When I changed classrooms, this is my first year. But when I changed classrooms, they needed a desk for me, and so I found a really great deal on a stand-up desk. And so I have an L-shaped desk that will raise and lower, which is amazing. I love it, but I can raise it, slide a bar stool under me and sit there. And I really like that. Of course, I stand at it most of the time. I mean, I use it like it says, but you get 4 out of 5 classes in, sometimes you need to sit. That's the thing about middle school that I didn't really think about. In middle school, I teach 5 classes a day, and so that's a long day. A long day. All right, I'm not going to unplug the air pump. I'm actually just going to pull it right here. There we go. That works. Keep it from back siphoning. And I'm going to carefully try to remove this. I know, oh, no piece of wood are on it. I know the shrimp are on it. I know I'm going to make the water cloudy. I probably should have taken this out first. All right, removing it, trying to get the plants off of it. We're dripping nastiness. Put it over here. All right, so let's see how this filter did. I'll go ahead and pull that piece of airline tubing off and clean it. I love the Aquarium Co-op airline tubing. Been using that for a while now. Got that whole thing wet. Didn't mean for all of it to fall in there. It seems to not get too rigid too soon with this airline tubing, which I like. I like that the airline tubing is black. I've always hated the clear. Wasn't a fan of that. Enjoying the tank while I do this work. I guess I could move the camera and we could look in the bucket. Man, I'm going to need a brush. This uplift tube. All right, let me move the camera. Bringing you around with me. Going on a trip. And this should raise up as high as we need it. Sorry, it's a little shaky, but I will have to turn this around because I can't point down that way. I think, yeah. All right, so hold on. Moving you around, putting my fingers on things. All right, that's the bucket. That's where we're going. This right here. Tighten that. Hopefully it doesn't drop my phone. And working around all the buttons on the side. Not a fan of all these buttons on the side for content creation. I love just being able to use my phone, not having to have anything dedicated to filming, but all the buttons are, the positioning of the buttons just doesn't work for this style tripod. It doesn't hold things. All right, so I absolutely can't see the screen, the monitor. I can't see what you all are seeing, so I'm gonna walk around. I got you over here on a computer. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Scotty says still catching up, but no, I would not pay $20 for a Bacter. That's good to know. It felt overpriced to me. I mean, I've always loved Nano, and so I've always fed Nano, and I feel like Nano is pretty small, and you can rub it between your fingers. I have started readjusting this camera. I noticed it wasn't this microphone. I noticed it wasn't where I wanted it to be. Anyway, Yeah, it felt overpriced. I've been using uh, um, who makes Nano. This is how out of the hobby I've been. Um, Man, I've bought their stuff forever. But Aquarium Co-op made their little pellet that they couldn't name Nano. But yeah, this uplift tube's horrible. Sit over there. I don't have anything to clean it, I don't think. Um, and I've really liked that new. I could use this wet. Um, anyway, y'all, the ADHD, it's real today. Um, but I really like the co-op's new. Uh, well, it's kind of new. I guess it's been out for a little while now, but their food and the shrimp love it. They're all over the place when I feed it, and it's all over the tank, lands everywhere. It's exactly what you want for shrimp. So I feel like as long as nutritionally it's a good choice, it seems to be good. Now this sponge filter, I really like the sponge or the setup, the corner setup. Ooh boy, the gunk underneath. Wow. I really like it, but it is a fine sponge, and I normally use coarse. I prefer coarse sponge. I would love to find this in a coarse sponge. That would be awesome. But let's clean this thing out and get some nice, nasty water. Wish I had some plants to feed with it. Actually, the when I go down to the science lab, I'm hitting the mic, so probably getting a little brushing going on there. When I go down to the science lab, they have some pothos down there that they were started in water. They were showing the students this, I think. They started in water and now they are in dirt. I might check the dirt, and if the dirt is but if they're doing an experiment, I might mess it up. I need to not do that and talk to that teacher first to make sure that that's something they would want me to do. They may be, excuse me, they may be doing some kind of experiment. My breakfast there got the better of me. So yeah, so fine sponge. It's got all this surface area. I like it. It's really heavy right now with all this. Look, still got so much water in it. Um, but for shrimp, I like the coarse sponge because they can get down in it, and obviously they can't get down in this. But at the same time, it's going to be keeping the particulate out of the water. I mean, you see, this is about a month of running. This is, and I don't know, maybe I need to clean it more often. I feel like this is pretty good. When I clean my sponge filters at home, I just get chocolate milk, right? Y'all get chocolate milk from your sponge filters? My coarse sponge filters, I let them get so full that, yeah, it's nasty. This just looks like a little bit of dirty water. That's it. Um, Trying to check and see if I got anything. A little snail. I don't really need any snails. I've got so many. Wow. I actually need to do some catching to get rid of some. I love snails, but I don't want to overpopulate this tank. I want the shrimp to have the best shot they can. All right, so that's together. I got this nasty uplift tube that I really feel like I need to do something with before I put it back in there. Let's try the old twist method on a paper towel. See if we can get this. Might double it up too. No, too much, too much. All right, let's just try this. Great content, right? This is what you all are here for. Watching a paper towel twist up and then look right in there and keep twisting. See all that stuff getting cleaned off? That is exactly what we're looking for. So if you didn't know how to use a paper towel, look at that. Great content learning how to use a paper towel. Still a little dirty there. Let's keep twisting. All that's coming out of this uplift tube. I am going to try to double it up. I think I can get that in there and really clean that thing. I don't know. So it's possible that there's shrimplet in here. I tried to lift the sponge filter out slowly. I don't think they were in it. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think I got it. Um, so I don't think they were in it, but hopefully nobody was on it. Hopefully they didn't go for a ride. I'm a little apprehensive about just dumping it. Um, I just really want to see this succeed because of all the eyes on it. That's what I was trying to say earlier when I lost focus. I really want everyone to have to. So many people are watching this tank and coming and checking it out. Not to mention my 80, so almost 90 students that are in here every day. Some of them care, some of them don't. They're in middle school. Some of them are too cool to look at it. They come by and see when nobody's looking. But you know, there's a lot of people looking at it. Administration comes in, looks at it. There's so many people looking at it. I want it to look good, right? I've had so many conversations with people who are wanting to get a tank, thinking about getting a tank. Um, Students who are telling me that they want to get a tank now, and so we're having conversations. I think that is another molt down here. Looks like it could be several, actually, possibly. All right, sliding that back in. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. All right. Let's move you over here and look down into the tank. I got a new angle here. So about to move. About to move. Let's see if we can get in here. I don't know that we can. Position of this tank does not work with this tripod. It's not allowing for that great shot. Not allowing me to get in there. Let's see. Camera's on this side. Yeah, camera's on this side. How's that? I'm gonna have to walk around and look. Walking around, getting a lot of glare from the light. I turn that. You're going to get the overhead lights anyway. I didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. All right, put the light back on it. Thought I'd try something different, so you're not just looking at the front of the tank. We'll see how that works. I still need to dry off my hands. And this, okay. And we'll put air back to. Here we go. Successfully cleaned a nano sponge. Cleaned it pretty good too. Wow, it's pretty dirty. It's done a good job. I'm impressed by that. I've got a problem here though, in that I don't want to dump the water yet because I'd like to check it for shrimp, but in order to add water, I got to get rid of this. Got to get rid of it. Let's see. Is yeah, it's still on. The aquarium heater actually is reading 73 now. That's interesting. Let's see what the 75 on the thermometer on the side. Well, I don't guess there's much chance I can find shrimp in this bucket. I really don't think there would be any in there. The way I did that, I don't think baby shrimp. They're small, but I think they're big enough that they would not be in that sponge. It's just too dense. Fishcord on Discord, amazing group. Yeah, it is. It is amazing group. And I still, I don't get on there quite as much as I used to. I used to stay on there all the time. But I really enjoy getting in there on the conversations. Like Scotty, you bought a tub for outdoor tubbing this year, and you were asking some questions, and the conversation there. I find all that incredibly interesting because sometimes you all think of things that I wouldn't think of, right? And so I love following that. Okay, I got to take this water downstairs and dump it, and then bring back a bucket of fresh water, assuming there's no shrimp in here. It's too cloudy. I can't see, and they're too small. I don't know that I would be able to see. I don't have a flashlight either, and the light on my phone is obviously not available to me. So I think I'm just going to go dump this. There's no shrimp in here. I didn't see any before I put the filter in. All right, so this is part of the program where I go quiet for a little while because I have to leave the room. Question is, do I change your view? I think I do. I think I move you back over here. So let's do that. That's going to require that I turn this around again. So it's going to get shaky. It's going to get shaky. Look away. Look away. Let's see. Go ahead and move everything. I'll try to keep you on the aquarium and centered as much as possible. As much as possible. Let's see. All right, there we go. We're back over here on the side where the tank, front of the tank is. And that's not working. All right, hold on. And that's low. Let's see. Oh, I did not expect it to do that. All right, black screen for a moment. Black screen. It's one of the things that when I make a video, I really like to do is transitions. I don't like to just let the finger in the way. Sorry about that. When I'm moving the camera, I hit this button and screen goes black. So let's see if we can figure out how to bring that back. How did I do it before? There we go. That worked. Not ideal. StreamYard's different. Still relearning StreamYard, the new StreamYard. As you see, like the way, because of those buttons, where we're positioned, it doesn't allow me to get this too straight. So apologize. But let's see if we can get like a different angle or something that makes this interesting. That 720p also just not ideal for this. Need to upgrade, don't I? All right, I'm gonna put the microphone down. I'm gonna take the bucket and dump it, get some fresh water, and I'll be back and we'll continue the water change and the discussion. Thanks for coming by, Scotty. I'll see you in just a moment. realized while I was down there, I should make a little banner just letting people know when I'm gone to grab water. Look here. Another molt, or is that just, it is gross. That I know. All right, I need to put some of this stuff away. I need to clean out some stuff. But I'm back. Sorry. Sorry I didn't tell you, but I'm back. I did check out her pothos that she's growing down there. Looks like she watered it before the weekend. So what I need to do is I need to tell her that I can leave her a cup of water, a highly nutrient dense water, if she would like that, if it doesn't ruin her experiment, as long as she's not experimenting. Maybe she could show them before the end of the school year how adding fertilizer to the water, like from a fish tank. Although I doubt this water's too dense. Most of the nutrients that are in this water are actually coming from the Easy Green that I'm putting in it. So it's just money. But I'm having to really put the Easy Green in here since the bioload's so low. Very low. All right, we're going to put water back in after we do a little trimming. All my tools are wet. Do a little trimming, which I really need the water filled so I can determine how high I want to cut the plants. So take it back. We will put the water in first. I like to do the water slowly because I do not get warm water from that spigot. In comparison, these are very similar. They're about the same. It's not too far off. But what I have found is that if I add it a little bit slower, it seems to work better. So I simply take my siphon, a little siphon here, and put one end in the water, in the tank. Of course, it's going in the water. One end in the tank, one end in my bucket. Do a little fish keeper magic. Not really, but get the water going. I used this, let's make sure, yep, got a little flow. I used this to break up some of that, oh, look at there, look at all that stuff flying up. Oh, that was some food that was left over. Didn't see it there, I missed it. But I used this to break up some of that, not fog, whatever it was that was created from the bacteria bloom, to break that up the other day, and it worked really well. I did a water change. So we'll do that. Add some fresh water. The other day I was doing this, filling it back up, and someone came in and was talking with me, and so I sat this in there. I was checking to see if I had something for them that they needed. I don't remember, it was note cards or pens or something. And when I came back, the tank was right to the brim. I almost over flooded it, and that would have been bad. But I didn't. I did stop it. I was able to catch it before it happened. All right, hopefully my audio's on, because I'm showing that everything's good. Thank you again for those who've come by, checked out the live stream with my water change on a little 3-gallon tank. Spent over an hour on. Not really. I talked for a while. I talked for a long time before we started the water change. The water change has been a small part of this. But I'm going to do a few more things on the tanks. I'm going to be here for a little bit. I'll hang out with you. I'll keep an eye out, see if anybody shows up and wants to talk. There's really bad glare. Oh, it's this. Sorry, I'm ruining that. Move that paper towel so that you're not having to deal with it. See, that didn't work either. There we go. All right. I'm watching the live stream over on my laptop because I can't see it on the phone. And you're a little delayed. It's a little delayed. don't know if there's a way to fix that or if I want to. You don't want to mess with that. But we're about full now. Getting there. Plants are looking good. Really happy with how this tank has turned out. Love the plants that were, like I said, almost everything came from my own tanks. I did have some friends bring me some plants. A friend from the ETAA, I reached out and said, hey, I need some quick growing stem plants. You usually have some. Do you have any? He's like, yeah, I'm bringing them to you Wednesday. So we met up on Wednesday. He came by and saw the tank, and they've grown in great. They've grown quite a bit, actually. Students love them. They Ludwigia. Thanks, Scotty. Scotty says he can hear me. All right, that's as full as I want to go. I want to go any fuller. It's probably too full once I put my hands in it, honestly. Probably should have stopped a little earlier and done the work and then finished filling it up. But, you know, that's what you do when you're live streaming and you're trying to do something. Let's stick with this angle maybe. I feel like the glare. Don't like it. Don't like it. Let's see. Let me move you around. Getting a little wobbly again. Bring you up a little bit. Thanks for hanging in there with me, Scotty, on a Saturday. That's something that I meant to say earlier. So the ETAA, the East Tennessee Aquatic Association's aquatic market, is coming up. It will be on Saturday, May the 9th. I think early entry. So it's from 10 till 3, I believe. 10 until 3, I believe. I'll go ahead and get rid of this red root floater. It's done. It's not going to do anything. I believe it is 10 till 3. The 10 o'clock hour, though, is considered early access. So anyone can come to that, but it is a $5 entry for that. Now, that's going to give you the best options on your selections. You're going to have more options available to you. And that's always a great time for variety, for options. Find your best options. That leaf is growing kind of wild. Okay, but after that, 11 to 3, I believe it is regular $2 entry. So only $2 to get in. And man, the tank has a distinct smell to it. I guess it's the root tabs. But the yeah, so $2 entry for the rest of the day. And let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, kids 12 and under, free, no charge for kids. We want you to bring your kids because your kids are going to want fish stuff. All right, let's see this guy right here. Snip, taking care of that guy. I'm going to replant him. Move some leaves. Already got, I don't know if you can't see that from that angle. I'm going to drip all over my desk, and I don't really want to do that. But we've got some, oh, you're down here. Got some roots already growing on this guy. So that's going to go in the back. Let's see. I had little forceps here somewhere. Here they are. Okay, so we're going to put this guy back here and make some more. All the baby shrimp are back here, so this will give them more cover. And this is great because this is where the students are watching. It's from back here. So I'm glad to have the babies back here. This guy just keeps leaning really, really far. I'm going to get this root down here. That'll offset it. The gravel still very much, oh, this guy's not even in the substrate. Let's fix that. The gravel very much is not settled, I guess I'll say. So every time I touch it, it just kind of shifts around crazy. This one right here was growing red as could be. The new growth is green. I don't know if it will turn red or not at this point, or if it grows red. I can't remember with this plant, But back here, I'm sure it's not getting as much light as it was. There's a bunch of little pieces back here, lots of roots back here, which I'm sure those little shrimp have enjoyed. I'd like to shove the roots down into the substrate, or at least point them to the substrate. There's root tabs down there. Go eat. Oh, I thought I'd share with you. I have been talking with Tanner lately. Tanner is he's been very busy as well. I shared with you all. We had kind of lost contact. We weren't staying connected as much as we were previously. But he's going to be in town a little bit, and so I'm looking forward to trying to catch up with him some. And we talked about I invited him to this live stream. Told him that I was going to be doing it. I like the way that looks pointed down. There we go. And he wasn't able to make it. He had stuff going on. Understandable. It was kind of a last minute thing too. So he had things going on, and but he said that he would love to get together and do one sometime soon. So we'll try and do that. It's been a while since we've been. There's been a long time since we've recorded a conversation, but missed chatting with him. I was actually chatting with somebody from the ETAA yesterday evening by text, chatting by text. They've got some stuff going on. Oh, some baby shrimp. They've got some stuff going on lately. I'm going to have to use my hands. Those, I don't know how. Listen, forceps, tweezers, whatever you want to call them. I don't ever get anywhere with them. I always end up tossing them and just using my fingers. How many of you all are like that? Do tweezers work for you? Or do you end up having to use your hands anyway? I feel like I need another water change. I've made this thing cloudy again. All right, let's see. I don't know that I'm going to trim any other plants. Man, I've got little anubias everywhere in this tank, just like free floating. Not really sure why. Excuse me. Shrimp. Let's see. So I'm just kind of shoving it in little crevices that are formed by this driftwood. And this is one of my concerns. This is one thing. Look at these roots. This guy's just living its best life here. Love this plant. I found an old picture. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get this back in there. I found an old picture of my earliest planted tank, and well, a few pictures of my earliest planted tank, and it included. I came across a picture of the Barteri that I currently have in the 75 gallon when I first got it. It was in one of my I'm hitting the microphone, so sorry. It was in one of my very first planted tanks. I've had that as long as I've done planted tanks. Now, I've been keeping an aquarium for over 10 years now. I need to take a look. 12, at least 12 years. But planted tanks probably closer to a little less than 10. Spent a few years just rocking the princess tank that my girls picked out. If you've never heard that story, convinced my wife that we should do an aquarium for the kids. And so when we went to pick out substrate and stuff, and I'm looking at brown rocks, she was like, "Oh no, the girls get to pick." So the first tank that our house had princess gravel, and the puke kind, you know what I mean, like all the colors all together, the neon colors. And I just dumped out all those things I pulled out of the water. But yeah, horrendous looking. And so I kept it like that until people stopped paying attention, and then I changed it. I changed it to something a little more natural. I think that's all the trimming I'm going to do. Not overly thrilled with how this guy looks. Maybe I should have trimmed him lower. You see, he's got a lot of roots coming up. Let's see. Is he even planted in the substrate? I may need to push him down. I got a podium here that's always in the way when I do this. So let's move it. Got some water running down the side. But yeah, it's not. That's part of the problem. Let's get you down in there. the feet a little better. There we go. That'll be better. Oh, I'm liking that a lot better, at least from over here. We'll see if we can get, if you remember, this chain sword from earlier. I doubt I can get it to stay. It's so tiny. Those rocks are not small enough. Stirred up some stuff, and the shrimp are gobbling it up, whatever it was. I'll put him in there. We'll see. Got this Cryptocorn tropica down here. I'm not certain that it's doing all right. There's another one over here. It's kind of hard to see due to the, man, this guy just keeps coming back out. Kind of hard to see from, let's try that. Maybe that'll work. I really liked this growing up. I'm going to have to glue it. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to commit and glue it so that it'll stay. Do y'all have trouble committing to an aquascape? I do. I have trouble with commitment. Let me see. Scotty says he wished he lived in Tennessee. Yeah, we got a pretty fun scene here. I mean, I don't know that it's the best fish scene. I mean, honestly, here's the thing: when before the ETAA, I didn't know anybody in the hobby except for the guy that ran my local fish store, which was the earlier owner of Aquatic Marine. I don't know that he was the original owner. I feel like it might have been owned by somebody before him. Could be wrong. Maybe he started it. But I met him and really liked him, so started going there. And then without knowing it, I didn't know anything about it. I walked in one day and it's under new ownership. And so I was surprised by that. But the new owners, which is Kenny, was incredibly friendly and welcoming. And he does a good job there. And so I kept going there. And so I got to know Kenny and some of his staff. If you ever stop in Aquatic Marine, you'll probably see Isaac. Isaac's great. And he's usually the one I catch there, him or Kenny, obviously. But anyway, they're great. And so I enjoyed getting to know them, talking about the hobby with them. But, you know, they're busy a lot of times. And so the conversations get cut off by customers because they got to make money. And I was really enjoying them. Mess with the microphone here. It's not where I want it to be. And then it moved somewhere I really don't want it to be. Hold on. I really just wanted that community that I was seeing so many others have in their local area. I enjoyed the online community. I've been a lurker and a part of it for a long time on Aquarium Co-op's message boards and stuff. But and it was somewhat involved. Probably find me in some of the old comments. But anyway, I enjoyed that, but I wanted that local camaraderie. I wanted that local community. And so on one of the, I started getting on the Facebook groups, the local Facebook groups, and came across a group of guys that were interested. Well, there was just a conversation that was started about, you know, our city and our hobby was big enough in our city that there should be a club. That was what, you know, was determined. There should be a club. And so there was a group that was talking about it. I messaged them and said, hey, I want that. I would do whatever I can to help out with it. Sorry, counting Easy Green. That I wanted to be involved. I wanted to see it. So I would put in some effort. I'd help out with whatever I could. And they ended up asking me to serve on the board in the beginning of the ETAA. And so I got in on the ground level. We built it out how we thought we wanted it to run. Still putting potassium in this tank because of the not Java fern, because of the Java fern. That's right. Anyway, so got involved, and got the club started, got it going, and the community built around it was just amazing. And during the earliest stages of that, like at our initial launch of the club, we were fortunate enough that Kenny at Aquatic Marine was hosting his first ever, I think it was the first ever, oh, what did he call it? He did a convention, a show. I have a video about going to it. Boy, it was a lot of fun. Um, mm, I don't know why I can't think of the name of it now. I guess because it's been several years at this point. But it happened at the same time, and so I had all of a sudden I had all this community, and I just loved it. And just it was a lot of fun talking with people, helping people online, not just online, but helping people locally, being able to meet up with people and swap out duckweed and stuff. Yeah, I shared duckweed. They were asking for it. I told them they didn't need it, but they still wanted it. But anyway, all that going on, it was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed having the community, but it wasn't there initially, right? Like you have to build it. And so now the most recent meeting, which I haven't been to an ETAA meeting in a while, um, we're actually meeting today, not as a meeting, but they got invited to tour the Knoxville Zoo. So the club they're going behind the scenes at the zoo. I think it's actually this afternoon, and getting to see how the zoo takes care of its animals, which the zoo has a number of aquarium uh, displays, not displays. What do you call that? Exhibits, aquarium exhibits, where they show various creatures that are in aquariums. So, man, I wish I could have made it to that, but my wife's out of town. I've got both my girls. That's why I'm here at the school today. Got a little baby shrimp right there. One of my girls is at play practice today, so we're on campus. And but anyway, I couldn't make it, can't make it to it. Missing out on stuff like that. But I wasn't at the last. I need to focus. I wasn't at the last meeting. Haven't been at a meeting in a while, but I wasn't at the last one. However, there were 50 people there at the meeting. That's pretty great. I mean, we have consistently had 20, 30 people, but to have 50 people at that meeting, I'm just so proud of those guys as they've kept working. The last 2 years, I've gotten really busy and I haven't been able to be involved, and I hate that. And I've always said I look forward to the day when I could just enjoy the club and I didn't have to be one of the ones putting it on or working hard on it. So I'm disappointed that I've not been able to do that. I had to step away. I haven't been able to work on it, which I miss. But at the same time, I've also not been able to go and enjoy it. So I hate that. But a few of the guys, a few of the originals are still there working away. And they're just making the club that they want. And there's some new additions. When I say new additions, I say that loosely because there are people that's been involved in the club from the very beginning that have taken on the roles that have been vacated by those who um, uh, just can't be anymore. Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. I mean, and that's one of the signs of good leadership is when you are able to step away and things continue, right? So, like, obviously, and I never felt like this, but obviously the ETAA, let me just get two A's in there, was not about me. Never was about me. The whole point was about all the other hobbyists in Knoxville and the surrounding areas. It was about providing an opportunity for them and for me, but collectively as a group, it was making sure it was for everybody. And um, so I'm super proud that it's still doing well, that we didn't know what we were doing starting it off. We were just trying to figure it out as we went, and we had some great resources like John and Select Pet and others, and then we had a great community. So many people. I'm not going to try and name everybody, but so many great people involved in the club and still involved in the club. And it's great when I go to the aquatic market or something and I meet new people, right, who are involved. So I just love that. I love this part of the hobby. I was telling some people about the club. They saw a sticker that I have. I have one on the tank, but I also have one on several water cups that I carry around at work. And so people were asking about it. And I was telling about the club. And they're just like, that's so cool that the hobby has that. And it is, it's very cool. All right. I'm not going to be here until Monday, but obviously I stirred up some food. I'm trying to decide if I should feed or not. I didn't feed. I fed once this week and it was one pellet. So they're probably fine. I don't know, trying to decide. Let's get the light positioned back how I like it. And then, oh, a little too close. You see, it's a little hazy. I stirred up some stuff, cleaning some things. I think I like it a lot better where it's at right now than it was before we started. There's a lot of glare going on in here. Let me get rid of some lights. My room's not normally lit up like this. I like to keep the lights low, and I generally keep the blinds closed, mainly because the construction is literally right outside my windows. I would welcome the sunlight if it weren't for that. There we go. Let's close that. And now let's just see if we can see the tank. Still got to reposition and clean up from what I've done, but maybe I'll take you around a little bit and we'll take a look at the tank. I got to keep in mind that my phone is not going to change cameras, so it's not going to adjust automatically. All right, so you are in my hand now, free moving. Sorry. Trying to clear the area. Let's see how close we can get and still see things. See, it's pretty bright in there. Yeah, that is just like complete blur. That is not good. Wish stream will it? Maybe it will let me change cameras. Let me try. Let's see. No, I don't want to remove from stage. It's because I hit the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, hold on. Back door, back ultra wide. No, back door, back telephoto. Is that what I want? Let's see. Oh, I feel like that is crazy. Is it going to be able to focus? No. No, that's not going to work. Why is that not focusing? It'd be nice if I could get this clear. Okay, it's probably better. It's not great. Live streaming is not great for getting the details. That's for sure. Not from here. Need to consider that upgrade, right? So let's just look around. All right, first of all, I've got this moss back here. I thought this was part of my Java moss. I realize you can't see the details enough, but it doesn't really. I think it is my Java moss, but it also could be Christmas moss. My Christmas moss isn't doing well enough. See, like this down here. Man, I wish I had the tripod. This right here, that's Christmas moss. I know that's Christmas moss. I think this is the Java. And then, of course, we have this cryptocorn right here. I just pulled a small cryptocorn from my house. And then this is the Cryptropica chain swords. I think we've got various mosses going on here. This is Anubias Nano. And if they're different, this right here is Anubias Nano Petite. There's some more back here of Petite. They appear to be different to me. I could be wrong. Maybe that will grow that large, but they seem to be different, I think. There's another one. There's several of them. There's a Java fern back here that is doing pretty good. It's looking pretty good. It's kind of shoved in the corner here. It's not getting nearly as much light, which I don't think is bad. Oftentimes, I feel like my Java fern gets too much light, and so boy, this thing's gotten cloudy. Definitely gotten cloudier than it was. I believe this Anubias back here is Cafolia. Is that right? Anubias Cafolia? I think that's right. And then, of course, like I said earlier, I've got the stem plants. Those are, what are they? They are Ludwigia. Yeah, Ludwigia. Under high light in the right conditions, they get red, and you see there's some red back here. But I think that was from the tank previously. I don't think this tank is producing the red. I don't think this light that I have here is producing the red. Could be, but all of the new growth that you see right here, I keep forgetting the camera's down here. Sorry, you like that? I keep forgetting the camera's down this corner. All the new growth is a light green. So I don't think I'm going to get any red out of it. I think I'm going to mostly get green. Because I cannot make this light. I think that is as bright. Yeah, I can just change settings. So I can go red and green only, white only, and then combined, which looks pretty good. Right now, it's not. Right now, everything's struggling a little bit. And I need to raise the light up some. I think that looks a lot better. Finding that right balance, like there's too high, too close becomes a spotlight. And then at the right spot, and it's not easy to get there, it lights up the majority of the tank. Still leaves a lot of dark area for the shrimp, which they seem to like. All right, let's move around and see what else we can see. Loud noise. I'm moving a podium. All right, let's move around here. See what else we can see. Probably too close. Pushing the podium. Oh, I seem to have lost a shrimp. Oh, forgetting the camera's over there. I've got a dead shrimp. So I'll need to pull them out. I don't need them to muck up the water. I don't think, I wasn't over here with anything that I did, so I don't think I did anything to them. So that's concerning. It does look like they passed before today. There's a little bit of white on them. And I was concerned with that bloom that I would have some fluctuation in my tank. So I think that's possible. I think that could have happened. But I do see baby shrimp all over the place right here near this deceased shrimp. Saw some movement, some darting around. I got to remember to get that shrimp out. And so this is the side that the students see. And you see I got the little ETAA. Now, before the gravel was up this high. And so you see the gravel's settled quite a bit. The sticker can't go any lower, but the gravel settled quite a bit. It was up higher, which I've pushed these plants in. And so that's part of it. Pushing them in settled the gravel. And of course, we have the sponge filter here. I've got the sticker. I was going to say that earlier. I'd really like to remove the sticker, but it's leaving a lot of residue when I try. So I'm going to have to scrape it. And of course, it's right on that seam. I don't like scraping there. So I need to grab me a plastic scraper. There is a little shrimplet right there. See if I can get you on them. I don't know that you can see it. It's probably too blurry. 720 is just not good enough. And my camera will not focus with StreamYard. Maybe StreamYard's not the great option for this. I need to be recording. Maybe I'll stop and record. I got my mono shrimp right here. I think you can see them. The other side's got all the stuff coming off, so it's not a good view. Work our way over here. You see, it's where the heater is, the light is. We've got the filter over here, so everything's over here. It's not really a good spot to film, so I don't ever come to this side. But it is where this Java fern is. You can see this leaf starting to get dark. I don't know how it's doing. Not great with Java fern. There's a leaf down here. I need to reposition it. It looks like, because I don't want it down there. I want it sticking up. A lot of biofilm down here, though. That's probably good for the shrimp, right? As long as it's not a bacterial bloom. Looks like it's biofilm. It was real. There was a lot of oily stuff down there when I started messing around. You see the substrate's got a lot of material building up in it. It's what the plants are for. Utilize that. So yeah, this is the view of the, don't mind the mess back there. I was working on some things before we started the live stream. But yeah, this is where how the students see the tank. So they see it from this side. I see some of them watching the bubbles sometimes when we're working on some things. That's okay. I feel like it's good to zone out a little bit. Not while I'm teaching, obviously. I don't teach from over here. I teach from the other side, so they're not looking in this direction while I'm teaching. But sometimes when they get a little bit of downtime, I'll see a few of them watching the tank. That's why I enjoy the tank. I enjoy just watching it, listening to it. Let's get you set up on the tripod again. Try not to hit the button, amateur. See my cabinets open in the background, maybe. There we go. And as close as we can get. But that's the 3-gallon tank. That's how it's doing. Seems to be doing okay. Like I said, a little bit of a hiccup this week. You still see it's a little murky back there now. But overall, it's doing well. Plants continue to grow. Shrimp are producing shrimplets. Counted 6 shrimp at one time yesterday. Of course, it's tough. Well, and just like from one view, it was without me moving around. This little shrimplet right there. The students are going to be excited when they know that they can look for shrimplets. They've been checking for a couple of weeks now. Do we have shrimp yet? Do you have baby shrimp yet? So they'll be excited when they can finally see them. I do have a video of that I'm going to post in my, we utilize Google Classroom. I'm going to post in the Google Classroom, and they make fun of me for saying the Google Classroom, but you know, whatever. I'm going to post it so that they can see it ahead of time if they want. That might excite some of them. But I've got a little over an hour now to get some work done while I'm here on campus, and before my daughter's done. She'll be ready to leave, ready to go eat once practice is over. So I think that's going to be it from me. Thank you, Scotty, for chatting with me over on the live chat. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. I see a number of people have come and gone over the last hour and a half or so. So thank you all. And for anyone watching this on the rewatch, thank you. Appreciate you watching this video, especially if you made it to this point. Thank you for caring about my hobby. And hopefully you'll consider, if you haven't already, you'll consider subscribing and following the channel. I do plan on getting a couple more videos out, and hopefully this microphone is working well, and I'll be able to get some better audio out there. That I was really disappointed in that last video, if you can't tell. It sounded great on my phone. But anyway, yeah. And maybe next live stream I have someone on with me. I'm working on that, trying to, we'll see. It's hard to do a pop-up and schedule somebody else. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll schedule something instead of a pop-up. But thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out. Please follow and like the channel. And I hope you're enjoying your tanks, and I hope you have a great, whatever day it is for you. It's Saturday for me. I'm going to have a great Saturday.